Hey guys, welcome back to D&D with Filthy and Friends, including these people. So here we are, doing things together at last. A recap of last episode. We learned that reading is hard, but we hope to get there one day. And we as a group are traveling across the city-state empire of Feynman, conveniently located in orange on the map. And we are taking the roads to the port so we can infiltrate another city-state to steal their treasure, which is apparently circular. So I think that about summarizes it, right? And here we are.
I think so.
All right.
So, you guys have made all the preparations that you find necessary, and with that, you'll be leaving the city of Feynman. So you set out. At first, you go the wrong way. Quickly doubling back, you decide to go the much shorter and faster way, down to your first stop at the city of Amita.
Okay.
So it takes around 2 days of traveling to get there. You're able to stop at the castle, located halfway,
Okay.
rest for the night, and you get to the city of Amita without much difficulty. This area is fairly well patrolled.
And the
You see
horse is down the
multiple
way.
guards along the way, multiple caravans as well. A decent bit of merchants and trading happens.
Okay.
You guys get to the city of Amita, and you see its large walls. Entering the city, you'll be getting there around nighttime, so you'll likely be spending the night here.
Are there any woods nearby?
Uh, no, not really.
You cut out. Can't hear you.
Small stands of trees, but the nearest actual forest is the green on the map.
Okay. If there are enough trees, I'm gonna go. Sorry. If there are enough trees, I'm gonna go try to sleep in one of those if we're getting rest tonight.
Okay.
You've cut
Anyone
out.
joining him, or
He-
the rest of you?
He perches like a bird. His feet actually lock on, and he hangs upside down like a bat bird.
That's what he tries to do. Then
So
he
he
falls
sleeps
to the ground,
on
lands
the
on his
ground.
head, and falls unconscious for the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
Restful.
I just prefer to sleep in trees. It's a trick I picked up. Better than sleeping on the ground, and cheaper than sleeping in a hotel.
Reasonable.
I will of course try to find a tavern for the party to sleep in. I feel very responsible for these children. I want to see that they make it through the adventure safely and well rested.
Sounds great. So you are able to find a tavern, although entering it, it's not nearly as lively as you might expect. You see a lot of somber faces and a lot of openly shown weapons. You notice some guards in the tavern, although multiple different guards have different colored uniforms. You see three main colors: red, blue, and purple.
No green though.
No green.
Okay.
Red, blue, and purple.
Yugen is colorblind.
Let's see. Do I pick up on this?
Red green though.
All right, so I think I pick up on generally the vibe of the room, and I'm just gonna like fairly loudly say, "Hey, what's going on here? Not much of a party."
You'll get some stares. As you say this, Ayugan and Arv, I believe you're both with him as well.
Yes.
Um,
And honestly, I think Grilt would be
Oh,
with
and
us
I'm
now.
still with them.
He
Yeah.
leaves,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
leaves
Grill-
for sleep in the
you can be
evening.
with us.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted
You'll
to throw
go
that out.
outside if you wanted to. If you want to sleep outside.
Yeah.
But there's no need to be separate from the party at the moment. So you'll get some stares as you say what you say, and someone will kind of walk up to you and say, "You're not from the city, are you?"
Oh, I'm not from the city, no. I am a cleric of the Forge from out of town. On merchant business, actually. We are representatives of Nada Cape, a subsidiary of Nada Spy.
Yeah.
It's a great business model, really. The idea is you get this wonderful
He's
cape.
already walked off.
Well, I'm
You're
showing him the
espousing?
cape that
Okay.
Eugen has, and the idea is, excuse me, sir. The idea is you don't have to go to the market to buy this cape. It will be delivered to you, and in fact, another cape will be delivered to you the next month and the month after for a small. Sir, excuse me.
Wilt
Um,
actually gets interested in this business proposal.
at this point, although the original man has left, seeming disinterested in what it is that you're selling him, there will be a guard that approaches you guys. He is clad in purple.
Immediately stop talking about your business proposition or die, he says.
Say, men of business, are you?
I'm gonna puff my chest out and say, yes, we represent Nutter Spa.
Yes, that's correct. Not a spy. That's our business. I'm not really selling things right now. I'm more here for an investment round. So if you're interested in putting some money down on the table, we can get you a share of our profits over the next few years.
He speaks in somewhat hushed tones, and you see him kind of his body blocking out many of the other patrons of the bar. And he'll say, if you are men of business, and it seems as though you're also perhaps men of physical capability, he motions to, I think, all of you. Say, I might have a business proposition for you. Would you care to hear?
I lean in.
I warned the party he's a spy.
This may not be the best spot. If you would, we could talk outside.
Are you thinking the alleyway?
Yes.
Yeah, the alleyway is what we call the Nutter Spa.
Oh, don't trust him.
It's where the milking's done.
I'm proposing as business interest. I'll say, and as Filthy leans in, I'll puff my chest out and kind of lean back, but I'll give a grunt.
And I have to keep leaning in because I'm trying to maintain a kind of awkward level of close talking, but he keeps getting his chest in the way. So it's very difficult to communicate with Grill. It's like a whole dance
I'm
going
actually, he's getting closer. I'm in many ways getting further away. So
I am a man who is very interested in business. I believe that playing the market and investing wisely is the most cherishable attribute of a modern male. I just walk out to the alleyway, like ahead of the group, I guess.
Okay. He'll follow closely behind, expecting
Do we recognize
possibly some of you.
You said he's a guard. Do we recognize what he's a guard of with his colors? Is this a city guard? Is this a tavern guard? Is this a guard of some merchant? What is he?
You're unsure what the colors signify as of now.
Okay. What color is he in?
He is in purple.
Purple. Okay.
Purple.
And which
Of
one's
what you
purple
can
again?
see.
It's like a red.
What?
No,
Yeah, I
keep
forgot
going.
you're colorblind. He will get out to the alleyway with you guys. Say, would you perhaps be spending the night here in the city?
It's a very nice alleyway, but not here. No.
Tomorrow, there's scheduled to be a protest.
What type of protest?
Some rabble have decided that their backing is more just than ours.
Sorry,
Regardless,
That they're what?
their backing is more just than ours.
Uh-huh.
Regardless, I'll give you guys a pretty penny. He holds out a small sack of coin. If you go to that protest and give us a reason to shut it down.
Elves, I ask.
Some.
The rabble, I mean. And it's clear from context that I'm clearly very racist against elves, and that I'm looking for him to affirm my deep-held suspicions that all rabble is caused by elves.
Yeah. There'll be some elves there, I think.
Type of elves.
Forest elves.
The worst. The absolute worst. I think we could probably accept this. Anyone have a problem with this, Fabregas?
All you need to do is cause a bit of a commotion. Give us a reason to come in.
Fabregas nods to you, Ayugan, and walks away. Like he trusts that you've got this closed. I'm gonna walk into the bar and I'm gonna start trying to bet on whether or not the protest will be shut down tomorrow.
So, seeing him nod and walk off, he'll kind of turn towards you, Ayugan, and say, "Do we have a deal?"
We have a deal.
He'll empty half the sack, give it to you, and say the other half will be given to you after.
Where can I find you?
I'll be there helping to shut it down.
Understood.
My name is Jonathan, if you wish to look for me.
Okay, and I give him my name back. You can give him a handshake and accept the money.
He'll shake your hand at that.
Great.
Arvius and I are just standing there. Arv and I.
He'll look to you two and say, "And I trust that this matter will be kept under shut mouths."
Yeah, but I kind of look over at Ayugan and
I place a coin in Brill's mouth.
Of course. I kind of whisper over to Arv, not so quietly, and I go, "I think this makes us shitty people, but I'm not sure."
I'll just grumble and start licking my hands while looking at our friend hungrily.
He'll just kind of shake his head and say, "I'm sure you can deal with the rest. The protest is tomorrow in the center square." With that, he just kind of nods, and you'll see him back away out of the alleyway.
Okay. I'll return to the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, I do find the political and moral aspects of this somewhat damning. Do you have any elderberry wine in here?
The bartender looks around. Yes, yeah, we do.
I'll have some elderberry wine.
All right. How much of this are you having?
Try to think of an empty volume and just tell us that. I'd rather know actual unit measurements.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably go with 4 cups. Probably is what I'd start with.
Okay.
See how
Roll
we feel.
roll me a con save. then.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to
You definitely have advantage.
I don't want to tell you
yeah.
your job here, DM, but I do feel like Grill would probably have some sort of advantage on
Yeah.
as a background characteristic on this type of thing.
Yeah. You definitely do have advantage. You are most certainly a drunkard. It didn't help that much. But a 15's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You handle it quite well. You're tipsy, but nothing too insane.
Is there any music playing?
Yeah. There is some music playing in the bar, and there can be some playing right here if you guys want. Do you guys want music in the background for this, or do you prefer no music?
I do.
Oh.
Okay, sounds good.
How about for you?
I had some prepared. I just didn't know. I
Nice.
cannot tell. Is this a good volume?
I can't hear it.
I can't hear
I
it.
can hear it.
It's probably.
I also don't know which way this slider is. I just realized unmarked. So the far left or far
The left is turned off.
left is turned off. Okay, great.
Yep.
I'll turn it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Some nice bar
That's good.
ambience.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
So with that, you said that you wanted to. What exactly were you doing again, Fabian?
Oh, Fabian, go ahead.
Fabregas.
I'm trying
Fabregas.
to bet on whether or not the protest will be shut down by the law tomorrow.
And are you
that's
betting
certain-
for or against it?
I'm betting that it will be.
Just going out and asking, people if they want to bet against you, you'll certainly get some odd looks. That's not something that generally is asked or bet upon. You can roll me a quick d20 to see if anyone will take you up on that bet.
Look, you can bet on anything when it comes down to it. Can I interest you in a cape?
The person says, "No, I'll pass on the cape, but I'll bet a gold on that. I could see it happening, mate."
All right. Well, we're gonna want to put our gold in something called escrow, with somebody trustworthy, and then he will be able to give us the gold depending on who wins.
I walk up.
Who's the?
I'm trustworthy.
Hey, bartender, mate.
Yes, the bartender sounds like a good idea. So I'm gonna hand a gold piece to the bartender.
This man will as well.
I'm gonna
I'll be
order-
back tomorrow to collect my winnings, and then I wink at him.
Bartender kind of gives you an odd look and says,
I don't work tomorrow.
"Okay then. I suppose I'll see you. See you then. I'll hold on to these for you." You see him drop it in a small cup behind the bar.
Wonderful.
Safekeeping.
I'm gonna
goes
wander around from
labeled.
table to table, just looking and posing and investigating people's meals and seeing which looks the tastiest.
Are you role playing a dog, Arvius? I'm just gonna guess. I feel like this is like whose line is it anyways, and like he has like a thing over and I can't see it, and I'm trying to guess.
Well, see, back in the fighting pits, people were a little less civilized when eating food and just be tossed at you.
Oh, I see. So kind of yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of dog.
I guess you never did clarify. Was it the dog fighting pits?
Oh, people like to think we were dogs.
Okay.
You guys would actually be somewhat familiar with the fighting pits he's talking about. They're in the city of Oxenfur, which is fairly close to where you guys started. I suppose I should also move your token.
Barkeep, you got any cabbages? Assuming they have cat. Does he have any cat? Does he have any form of food? Any cabbages, maybe?
It's like a head of lettuce.
Yeah, I'll take some lettuce.
Okay.
I'll take the lettuce and I'll say "arv, arv," and I'll see that he's kind of at a table, and I'll throw the head of lettuce at him.
Isn't lettuce like 75% water or something too? Maybe this explains why girl.
It's even higher, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that and cucumber
Yeah,
and celery are all water.
but I throw it at Arv with a slight arc, kind of like you might throw food at a dog if you were giving it a treat or something.
Do you catch it with your hands or your mouth?
Did you jump off
I'll
your
catch
legs?
it and I'll like hunch down and like protect the lettuce while I start munching on it. Look at grow up with a bit of a happy face.
I'll give him a salute.
Do half orcs have tails? Is his tail wagging?
He is
Just ask if orcs have tails.
shaking as though he had a tail to wag, but I don't believe he actually has a tail.
Okay.
And
Unfortunately.
I'll also take one more cup of wine and then dance a little bit by myself.
Absolutely.
I'll
I think
start
you guys.
tearing off chicken from a nearby table, like the people that are
Oh,
sitting
no.
there with me, and start eating some of their food.
Excuse me,
Uh.
Sir Barbarian. We do not just eat the food from other people's tables here. Sir, I apologize profusely for the behavior of my companion. Here's a gold piece for you, for your trouble. Could I interest you in a cape?
Half a
The
gold.
man already partially annoyed with Arvius's actions will gruffly take your gold piece and says, "I was done with my meal anyway. You can have it." And he
Wow, thank you.
he pushes it onto the floor, Arvius.
I'll take a
before
seat on the ground and start eating, while also declothing and using my shirt and undergarments as a napkin.
Okay.
I'm gonna go upstairs to my room.
That's understandable. At some point, you all find your various places to retire, be it a room, be it a tree, be it the floor of the bar. Regardless, you will awaken feeling somewhat refreshed, I guess, the next day. You know that the protest will be starting fairly soon.
Okay. Well, we should head down that way for sure.
Absolutely.
I believe as part of our traveling setup, as our cover has cape merchants, we have in fact invested in a fair number of capes.
No, we don't have any other capes.
No. He said it was.
We're
a-
selling equity.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're selling equity
in
in
the company.
capes. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So we have no product. Oh, okay.
Well,
You
we
have one
deliver the
product.
product to your door. You don't have to get it from us. It will be delivered to your house after you pay.
Incredible system. All right. Well, I was gonna. Never mind. It's fine. Sure. Makes
So
it
one
harder
thing
if we have no fucking capes, Jorbs. Thanks for that. Thanks.
I'm going to cut off some of the horse's hair where I can. Just call it grooming, and I'm going to use that together with some mud to create a little faux wig that I can use as a disguise because I'm not totally comfortable with anything that I'm doing here. But at the same time, I agreed to it, so I'm definitely going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you make a disguise, although you are still 7 feet tall.
You have
go ahead.
essentially a bird's nest on your head, right? If I'm understanding
Oh,
correctly.
sure. And if there's anything I need to roll for, like, how...
Yeah. For how good
How
it is.
many birds?
Yeah.
Or nest
How
in
many
it.
birds nest in it?
I would say that would be probably a
Yeah, what?
dexterity. It's tool
Dexterity.
use if you think about it. A disguise kit goes off of dexterity.
Okay.
That or charisma, but your dexterity's higher.
Yeah.
Okay. It stays on your head.
Cool. That's
That's what you were looking for. It partially covers your face.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
'cause as
Just
the mud
some hair
dries, it
goes
kind of
over.
runs.
You do have no depth perception while this is on.
Ooh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that's hit or miss on most days anyways, so...
That's a good point.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't get
So with
double
that-
disadvantage in a game in D&D. So with
Oh, shit.
with already the drinking and the hangover, you're probably fine.
Speaking of which, if you want to roll a con save, you didn't really have that much to drink. You can roll with advantage still, and also the DC is pretty low,
Okay.
just to see if you're
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all
I can-
feeling worse for wear.
Yeah, yeah.
A 9 is enough to pass.
Okay.
I rolled
Fair.
lower this morning.
That was actually, yeah, that was close.
So with that, you guys meet back up, and the protest is now underway.
Okay. What are they protesting? Can we make that? I mean, don't tell us out of character. I don't want that spoiled for us.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
can we make sense of what do we encounter? Maybe is what I'm asking.
Okay, that's a good question. In the protest, you see both red and blue clothed guards. You
That's
see
so
no purple
confusing
ones.
because the guy was in purple. How do like?
He was in
Aren't they equally proportionately responsible for that color, red and blue?
the fact that purple is made of red and blue isn't relevant. It's just the color I chose.
Okay.
You can see generally the people in this protest appear to be somewhat lower class to maybe some middle class. And they're protesting in the city square. What they're protesting to is actually a large cathedral. You can hear some stuff amongst it, although it is somewhat hard to make out what exactly it is that the group as a whole is saying, because it's not very well organized. But making your way into it, you can hear a few different names. One in particular standing out as one in particular standing out as George.
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 Okay.
George.
King George, Archbishop
jungle.
George,
They would call him Prince George.
Prince George.
You would not say that they're saying his name in a happy tone.
Okay. And they being both people in blue and red, or just is it like
Blue and red mixed in occasionally, mostly commoners.
Okay.
That's actually pretty funny because that's the name that I was going to choose for the other one.
Oh, there you go.
But so you expect that they're protesting George. You're unsure for what reason or who it is that's protesting him. Do you wish to try to make out more, or is that enough?
Actually, I just wished along the way, would we possibly have between our tavern and this location passed through like a market?
A market.
Look,
Um,
if you need a cape, mate,
The
I can have
market
it
is
delivered
held
to
in
you at the
city
end of the month.
So you're in a market technically. but it is shut down right now because of the protest.
Sure, but there wasn't any that were open in between because I was hoping to acquire some fruit.
Some fruit. There are people that have fruit here. Some have. I'd say you'd be able to find a basket of tomatoes.
Perfect.
Some of them taken. It appears as though some of them have been thrown at the church.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, just if I know it's there, that might influence part of my planning in a minute, though. Okay. So
Yeah,
we arrive at this location, and people are already throwing stuff at this citadel.
Yeah. Like occasionally, you do see the people that do so are kind of kicked out of the protest by the other people who are doing it more peacefully.
Is the peaceful contingent led by anyone? Is there clearly someone in charge of that? Like perhaps. Go ahead.
It appears to be mostly the guards in charge of that, the ones in the blue and red.
They are peacefully protesting and leading.
Yes. And they are trying to corral the people into doing the same.
Can I read insignia of these guards? Is there anyone with the highest insignia that I can see?
In the jostling crowd, I wouldn't say that you're able to find one with a particularly high insignia here in this crowd, no.
Okay.
You are able to find some of the more vocal guards.
Vocal in the sense that they are actively enforcing the peaceful protest rule or are, in fact, vocally protesting?
Both. They are within the crowd, and they are protesting, but they are also making sure the crowd stays calm.
Okay.
They're kind of on the outskirts of the crowd, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
The protest has been going for probably 20 minutes at this point.
I'm going to
There's
slide
no
away from the
signs.
party if I can.
Absolutely. You're in a crowd, so
Sort
it's
of
quite
slide
easy.
away in the crowd. I'll walk up to one of the guards on the outside of the protest.
Uh-huh.
Information for a little bit of coin.
What's your cape size?
He'll kind of nod and split off slightly, expecting you to follow him.
Sure.
And he'll say, what is it that you want to know?
Well, I'm a man of God, so I believe that you will decide what this is worth for you once I've told you. A man named Jonathan, trying to shut the protest down, hiring people to make a scene. Might want to watch out for yourself.
Name's not familiar to me. He wants to shut the protest down. I can see
He wants
why.
a reason to send the guards in at you.
I can understand why he'd want to do that. Probably working for George himself. Thank you. He roots around, and he'll put 3 silver in your hand.
And silvers are 10 to 1 to gold?
Yes.
Okay.
Pennies.
That'd be like copper. Copper is almost worthless.
I look at the coin, and it's obvious from my expression that it's not enough.
It's
You
obvious
can
from
roll
his
me.
expression that he doesn't read body language well.
The say. Okay. You see him root deeply in his pockets, and he pulls out 3 more silver that he puts in your hand.
I sigh, turn away, and sort of wink at Ayugan, Grilt, and Arv if they're watching me in the crowd or whatever. If I can see them, I just give them a little nod.
I would say that you slipped
And like
away
a-
enough that you can make your way back to them, but they cannot see you at the moment.
Yeah, the crowd.
right,
This is
well-
this part of the country is known for the size of the people here. They're all very tall, like
You
large
can
barbarians.
easily
You're about
pick
5'4", so we can't see you. There's not a chance of
That's
us seeing
fair.
you.
But you
That's why I
can
could slide
easily
away
pick
in the
out
crowd.
Grill.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll
Grill
find my way
stands
back to
out in
Grill
the crowd even more with his disguise.
Just sort of-
Yeah,
Well,
but they
you
won't
guys
know who I
gonna-
am after the fact, so that's what matters.
Yeah. You guys gonna do it then? Pretty excited to see how your plan pans out.
More chickens is always good. And lettuce. I could use some gold.
You can see at this point, by the way, the guard that you talked to has gone to some others and quietly whispered in their ear.
Are any of the guards armed with crossbows?
All of the guards here appear to be, in an effort to show nonviolence, not have any lethal weapons on them. They have clubs. The
I'm
guards
gonna-
outside do have some crossbows, yes, that you can see.
I'm looking.
Guards outside, by the way, being predominantly purple.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was looking specifically at the protesting guards. None of them have any sort of ranged weapon.
None of them have any lethal weapons. They all have clubs.
Are we standing on a paved?
This is a paved area, yes.
Okay. Are there any of the guards that might be a little bit, excuse me, the blue or red clothed guards, a little bit isolated? Like perhaps one of them is not isolated from the crowd, but isolated from each other. So not. in, like,
Yeah.
pairs?
There are some that are not on the outskirts that are just themselves completely actively participating in the protest, while those on the outskirts are mostly keeping the peace, but occasionally shouting things themselves.
Okay.
Some of them are within the crowd, therefore isolated from each other. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to approach one of them, and in the kind of confusion of the crowd, I'm going to cast suggestion.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say to him, with the power of the suggestion going off on this, that you're clearly angry. They're clearly taking advantage of you. You should throw a cobblestone at that guard, and leave it at that.
Okay. What's the saving throw for your suggestion?
It's a DC 15 charisma save. Son of a bitch.
He does unfortunately succeed.
Okay.
You'll see him kind of turn towards you at that. The magic clearly not working on him as you hoped, and he'll say fairly angrily, "Say
Actually,
again, mate."
I think that suggestion doesn't allow them, even if they've passed the save, to know that they were suggested on. I think.
Oh, okay.
They don't know there's a spell cast on them.
Yeah, because the
They
spell
know
simply
that
fails.
it's
Yeah.
set
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a
for-
wisdom saving. Does that matter? Was his
No,
wisdom?
I was
Okay.
just giving him a +0 to
Sure.
all the things other than like strength. He so does he still hear your words?
Yes. Yeah. But he doesn't understand that I've cast on him.
Okay. Then he'll turn towards you and significantly less angrily say, "Sorry, mate. That goes against what we're trying to do here. This is a peaceful protest. See."
But they're never going to take you seriously without the threat of violence, the potential for violence. This will change nothing. Do you not care about the outcome?
I care drastically about the outcome. I won't have that liar be seated as our king.
But if you don't intervene, he will be. Everything suggests that he's next. He will be the next king.
We will not support him as king. If it comes down to it, we'll revolt. But we're going to avoid any sort of violence as long as physically possible.
Quick question for the DM/aside. Is it okay if Grill, not unusual for his character, has a relatively high volume of high grain alcohol on him?
Yeah. You can have a bottle.
Yeah, okay. Just good. Okay.
You have a bottle of alcohol. You keep it for your,
yeah.
when you need it.
Medicinal purposes.
This
medicinal
is the late
purposes.
morning bottle that I have.
You will go through like withdrawal if you
Yeah,
go
I
too
already
long without
finished my
drinking.
early morning bottle, so this
Yeah.
is the morning bottle. So Filthy, are you? I mean, I didn't mean it.
No, go ahead. No, this is good. This is good.
I'm gonna approach a guard very similarly.
Okay. Another one isolated in the crowd.
one that's isolated in the crowd, and
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just drink in front of him, and then offer the bottle to him.
Yeah, the bottle is clearly marked with the skull and crossbones.
Yeah, it has triple X on it, and I actually do play it a little bit now and then too.
You'll see him just kind of go, and he'll reach forward and
Uh-huh.
he'll take the bottle from you. He'll take a nice swig.
Okay.
He goes blind.
And
Yeah, so I'm kind of doing that here and there. I do that to almost every guard I can possibly approach.
he took way too big of a swig. So you hear his shouts become a whole lot less coherent and a whole lot more slurred.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
much
gonna leave
immediately.
that. I'm gonna see how that ferments, and I'm just gonna leave that guy. But if I need to, I can maybe approach some other guards with a similar approach.
Okay. I'd say that seeing one do it, if you're willing to just pass around this bottle, I'd say it would get passed around. There are enough people here that
I'm gonna need. Sorry, I need to roll for that.
Protesting
Yeah.
is
I
thirsty
don't
work
think-
too.
I don't think.
protesting is thirsty.
I don't think
works.
he would be okay giving away his bottle. So what? I'm trying to think of what I want to roll against. Probably intelligence. I'm trying to think of what I want to give.
That or
myself.
charisma.
Yeah. I'm gonna because I'm self-imposing this because I
Yeah.
feel like Grill would
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
hard time
You're
giving
trying to
away his
overcome your
bottle like
reluctance to
that.
give up your alcohol for the potential value
Yeah,
of doing
exactly.
it.
That'd
So
be
I'm
a
gonna
wisdom.
roll wisdom.
That's
I'm
a
gonna-
wisdom. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to beat. I don't know. Like let's try to beat like a 6 on wisdom.
Okay.
If I don't get a 6 or higher, I'll go ahead and try to get my bottle back. Nice. Okay. I'll let the bottle go.
It, you feel a bit defeated. You start chasing after it for a moment,
Yeah.
but you shake your head and you decide, it's for the
I
greater
remember
good.
kind of what I'm trying to get to do. And I justify it internally. I tell myself it's okay because I'm just letting these people drink, which is good for them, and it's just going to make them more open
Good
to
for
what
the
they're gonna
health.
do anyways. So really, I'm not doing anything wrong by doing this. So I
Yeah,
find
you're
myself-
just uninhibiting them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What about you, Arvius? What are you doing in this crowd?
I'm gonna approach one of the guards and ask him if he's interested in trading. Tell him, I'm gonna tell him I have a lot of coin for him.
All right, one sec. If this is a 3 or lower, it's not. Then you would have been approaching the guard that got very drunk, but you didn't. So you approach a guard. You say again. You said something
I'm
for
gonna ask
trade.
him if he'd like to trade, and I'm gonna tell him I have lots of coin to offer.
What is it that you want to trade for, mate?
Oh, come look! I'll take you to my stash over here, just in this alley.
That's gonna be like a persuasion,
Deception?
All right.
maybe deception.
Do you actually have a stash in that alley, Arvis?
Do you actually think
No.
you have a stash in that alley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be deception. Surprisingly good. We'll roll an insight against that. I'll just nod and say,
Of course, the old alley stash.
Yeah.
be a.
It's his first tour of
He'll be
duty.
very on guard, but
He is a guard, I thought.
hesitantly. Yeah, he is
He'll
a.
be on himself, man.
He'll hesitantly follow you.
Sure. What color is
Okay.
he wearing again?
You approached a. It's either red or blue, but you got a blue. For reference, by the way, Dolphin, yours was red,
Okay.
and Jorbs, yours was red as well.
All right, so you drag him
Alright,
off
when
into
I
the
get
alley.
him relatively secluded from everyone else, I'll
You're still somewhat within view, and he'll say, this is far enough. What is it that you had to show me, mate?"
I'll kind of ruffle through my clothes and pull out some radishes and ask him. I'll point. I'll point towards his helmet and be like, "Yes, you give."
He'll say, "Are you trying to buy my helmet with radishes?"
I'll quickly realize that he's not that interested in put one of the radishes away and take out 2 gold coins with a radish. And I'll also pat him on the shoulder too, gesturing to his shoulder pads and pulling his cape a little bit.
You trying to buy my clothes off of me?
Yes. You take.
I'm sorry. I don't feel like that'd be right to do.
I
So at this
hand
point-
out 5 more gold coins.
More gold coins. So come up with a definite amount of coins that you're offering him, and then roll a
7
persuasion.
so
or
far.
persuasion.
Yeah, and you don't have, unfortunately, Arvius, which I think this would be very relevant. You don't understand that these guardsmen apparently believe that 3 silvers are worth money. So you wouldn't know
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
So you can't use that as a character, just putting it out there.
I
And you
see.
also only have gold coins.
Yeah.
What am I rolling here?
So how much are you offering him? 7?
7.
Okay. Just because that influences the DC. This would be most likely a persuasion. You could go with intimidation, which would be better, but that if you fail in
Did
intimidation,
he RP intimidating?
Well, I don't
yeah,
think
he
we're
wasn't
intimidating yet.
intimidating.
Yeah, no.
So you would go probably persuasion here. That's nat 20 persuasion. So
Better lucky than good, Arvius.
that's
Also, if you fail the roll, just hold F4 and we'll do it again.
you'll see him look at the 7 gold. This is a very significant amount of money to this man. They mostly deal in silver and copper coins, so this is 2 months' wages, maybe more, that you've offered this man for his clothes. And he'll just kind of sigh and say, "Do you have something else for me to wear?"
I'll proceed to start taking off my clothes, and I'll like slap him with my very dirty shirt that I was wearing, but I won't give it to him. He clearly understands it's a no.
He'll say, if you can find me something else to wear, maybe we can come to an arrangement."
I point to where I think the nearest clothing store is.
Maybe he just kind of sighs. He shakes his head, but you see he's very hesitant. He is eyeing up the 7 gold, a significant amount though.
I proceed to nibble on part of the radish that I'm offering him while he considers this.
You'll see him hesitantly state, "Make it 8."
You have a deal, good sir. Now undress. My uniform now.
He hesitantly undresses in the alleyway, after which I'm assuming you give him 8 coins. He will hand you the
And
guard
give him a
uniform
good slap on the
as he
ass on the way out, too, Arvius.
as he covers himself up. He will pocket the money, though.
And I've always
and,
wanted to know, did his underwear match the rest of his uniform? Same color, kind of embroidered, like...
Yeah,
with
it was color-coded,
Okay.
yes.
Did it
So-
also have, like, a day of the week on it? Is this, like, Tuesday's regalia?
It says "Not a spy" on the back, kind of like it says "juicy."
Yeah.
Juicy.
His underwear does say juicy. But he'll cover himself up slightly as he goes to this. He'll be leaving the protest after this, made significantly richer.
Yeah.
And with that, you have I believe it was a red uniform.
Yeah.
Is it red? Okay.
It is red. Yeah. Red
Or
and
green.
blue are the 2 that are in the crowd. So I'm going to add that real quick to your inventory.
Sure.
So with that, I'm assuming you put it on. That'd
Yeah,
be-
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna go join the crowd. Perhaps look for.
Would you think a
where our
roll
party
would
members
determine
are.
how well that fit him?
He's not. He's pretty tall, 6'5".
And he's got a tail.
He
It's vestigial.
Uh,
It's there.
a vestigial tail.
Yep.
I would say not as much a role, but this doesn't fit you all that well.
Okay.
If someone were to closely inspect you, it would be clear that you are not, in fact, a guard, most likely, or at least this isn't your uniform. But in the crowd as a whole, with all the people and the jostling, you can pass for one.
All right. That's good.
So cutting away from you, we'll cut back to Jorbs. At this point, have you done anything else? Or are you meeting back up with the party, having done your part?
Oh yeah, I'm just hanging out now. I'm like juggling my 3 silvers. I've got a huge grin on my face. I think I have just pulled off the greatest heist. Yeah.
Having done all of your respective tasks, whether or not you're intending to, you find your way back to one another, kind of bumping into each other in the crowd after splitting up.
Yeah, it's a big crowd. I'm a bit worried. Can I just check to make sure that the large sack of gold given to us for this task is still intact?
That's a good question. You probably have it stowed in your bag.
Yeah.
You pull it out, and it appears to be intact. Yes.
How many gold did you say were in it?
You were awarded 10 gold pieces.
10. Okay.
12,
12.
because that's easily divisible by 4.
Okay. I'm going to mark 12 gold on my inventory.
That sounds good. And you will be awarded 12 more, according to this man, when you find him.
Sure. Okay. So about 120 silvers worth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
When we kind of group up, I'm going to kind of lean down and say, "Psst, it's me, Grill."
Did you lean toward us, or who did you just whisper to?
I lean towards my party mates. Yes.
Okay, that's
I can
horse.
tell
This
it's
is horse.
That's lucky.
But I wanted to make sure that they were able to recognize me even through my disguise.
Slightly.
Yeah, I sort of look around, like trying to work out where the noise came from, and then I see a towering man with a bird perched on his head, and
And I kind of go like this.
Grilt.
I punch my shoulder over and I give like a little thumbs up, like a little incognito thumbs up, just to let them know that I'm the one that said it.
It's good to see you again. If only we could find Yugen and Av. All I see is this barbarian and this smelly man in armor.
I'll pat you on the head and right here. I found some new clothes. Would you like to try them on?
The guard sounds a lot like Av. Would I like to try them on? You want me to be a guard?
I fit you well.
World's worst pickup line.
You can see his shirt stops at his midriff, stretched very tightly over him.
Crop
His
top
pants.
guard.
Do we tell him?
Your microphone cut out. Marco.
My apologies. You see that his shirt stops at his midriff and his pants stop halfway up his calf.
Is it fashionable though? Like other people, perhaps of some higher background class, wearing also like capris and whatnot?
Yeah, this is the medieval form of a capri. It hasn't caught on in this area, but you're sure it will.
I think we can recognize the potential, right? This is maybe being added to our product line.
Yeah.
Pants, but tighter.
Shorter, less fabric. It would certainly make sense for us.
Sure.
See,
cut the
what
cost
we're
of a
doing
pant
is
by
we're
a
selling
third.
you a cape, but at the same price as if we didn't sell you a cape, because we've just taken the fabric from the other articles of clothing and we've made a cape out of it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, they have to buy the whole
Environmental,
thing.
fashionable, comfortable, affordable, delivered to your house every month.
If you don't like it, send it back.
I look around
So
to see if anyone's ordered. Like,
no
I
one
become
has
more
dropped to their
interested every
knees and
time.
ordered a cape from you.
hmm.
You can see that the protest at this point has been going probably 30 to 40 minutes.
I will put on the guard uniform.
All right, do you guys just do that in the middle of the crowd?
No, I'm like gonna go into the alley and hide.
Okay. So
Whatever.
you go and change. and come back.
The two of them
As I
going together.
as I walk back through the crowd, there are guards of this color in the crowd
So-
outside
Yes,
of the protest.
yes,
too,
there
right?
are.
Yeah. So I'm
Now
not completely sticking
is Arvius or is Arv wearing now Fabregas's clothes?
No, I still kept my clothes. They're just
Yeah,
underneath.
because he didn't.
Got
What
it.
happened
Okay.
It's
with
just there's a naked guard running around.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Yeah. Okay.
And would it be fair to say that he should remove the +1 plate armor from his inventory?
No, I'm
If
wearing that
if you
over
are
my
in
clothes.
combat at the moment, that being said, you can probably have Arv hold on to it.
Just toss
Yeah.
it on at the beginning of combat.
I'll do something like that.
Yeah.
But if you do get into combat right now, you're wearing the equivalent of leather armor. So a significant degradation in AC.
Sounds awesome. Well, Filthy can stand in front of me.
Yeah. We all play tanks. It's fun.
True.
As I walk through the crowd, do I see Jonathan anywhere?
That's a good question. He's on the. He said he'd be on the outskirts, not in the crowd itself. You wouldn't be able to find him from the crowd. Well, it'd be difficult for you, because you have less of a
Of
vantage point,
inferior intellect.
and
So to speak.
you're 2 feet shorter.
I'll just ask God to tell me where he is.
Yeah, why don't we
that
do
being
that
said,
more
if
often? That god guy could really have
you
our
know,
back.
kind of standing on your toes, craning your neck, you can roll me a perception, with disadvantage though. 13. It takes you a second, but you are able to pick him out of the outskirts. Yes.
I want to walk over to like 2 other red guards in the crowd, not in the protest.
Okay.
Is Jonathan colored
Purple.
like purple? Okay. Hey there. I was in the protest just trying to keep the peace. Man came up to me and said someone was paying to try to get an excuse to attack the crowd. Man named Jonathan over there in purple. You want to come with me and see if we can maybe ask him some questions?
They'll let's say
Is this a small enough unit they would recognize other members of it?
Look, I'm new in town. I don't know all the chain of command stuff and everything. Maybe that's why he thought I was approachable, this man with information.
I would say that since you're giving them information, they will believe you, and follow behind. Not as much questioning, your not fully fitting clothes. You can pass for a guard decently well. So they'll nod and say, yeah. Here, where'd you say he is? As they kind of split off.
That man up there, in the purple. Are we gonna need backup? Do you think? Maybe we could grab the rest of the unit.
They get some more men to come with you. You'd say probably there's now 10 men following behind you, which took a significant chunk out of those patrolling or keeping the thing calm.
All right, so I'm gonna approach Jonathan. Is
Okay.
any of the party like following behind or anything?
Oh, absolutely
yeah.
not.
No,
No, sir.
Grill.
no, the party's staying in the crowd, unless Grilt is following.
No, I'll go.
Grill's following.
Okay. So you split off with him. As you approach Jonathan, are you kind of at the front of it, or do you at all kind of like point and say, there's him?
I don't want to be like right in the front. I want to be like over the shoulder of the guy who's in the front,
Okay.
or under the shoulder, as it were.
You're only like 5'8", aren't you? It's not like
5'4". 5'4".
oh 5'4". Okay, that's pretty short.
It's taller.
Depends if it's on his profile or not.
You can pass for 6 foot. You'll approach Jonathan, and he will turn. He will see Grill, also blatantly following behind you, and he will try to pick. Or well, I'll see if he notices you immediately. He will see you in it, yes. He does see you in a red guard uniform.
Oh, it's not like covering my face or anything?
No,
Oh, I didn't
these are
realize that.
yeah,
Would
yeah.
you have a helmet?
What were you imagining?
No,
Like
I.
Sub-Zero with these
Well,
guys?
Yeah, they don't have
I've
hats.
bargained for a helmet, and I thought that
Oh,
Yeah,
might
you
you're
should have
thinking
a
like a
helmet.
closed helm
like
helmet?
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
But
like
I
an
guess it's like a hat
open
helmet.
face. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
hat helmet.
I should have asked. Well, yeah. I mean, that's okay. Sure, he sees me.
So he'll be able to pick out you and Grill. Coming towards him with a fairly large number of guards. And he'll kind of say from a distance, "Hey, stop right there. The protest's in the square. Get back to it if you will."
Don't stop. He may have authority by the law, but under God, we are right.
Yeah, God's got our backs.
The guards
Yes,
will
God.
turn and just, they give the look of, who is this that's with them? But I don't suppose they'll question it too hard. You're not doing anything illegal by following some guards. As the guards do not stop and continue towards Jonathan, Jonathan will say, "Stop right there, under orders of Prince George."
So Prince
Show
or
me the
French?
orders, mate.
Say again.
Show me the orders, mate.
Right here. He bolts. You see him make a run for it immediately.
Stop that man! I'm
Um,
gonna try to cast Hold Person on him.
okay.
Jonathan Bolts?
Yes, Jonathan will bolt at this.
Huh.
So you cast Hold Person. What's the DC for Hold Person? He fails. You don't need to tell me the DC. It's higher than 10.
Yeah, it's 15.
So you cast the spell, and you'll see him held in place. He will just utter a soft fuck as the guards quickly catch up to him, frozen as he is.
What are the other purple guardsmen doing as this occurs?
So they have seen this, and you can see them approaching as well. There are probably 10 of them, too. So the guards themselves are evenly numbered. However, these ones do have weapons, while the red ones do not. One of them, from the 10 that have approached, appears to be slightly higher in rank. And we'll say, "What is the meaning of this?"
This man here, and I point to Grilt, was approached by this guard, and the guard bribed him to create a commotion in the square to give an excuse for armed guards to attack a peacefully protesting crowd. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like the right way to run a city to me.
We'll
This, and I'll kind of, perk up and go. Yes, he approached me, black hair having man, and offered me gold to create a turmoil in this here protest.
Quite a horrible thing in that case. Thank you for apprehending him. We'll take him from here. You'll
What's
see,
your name and number, guard?
they have started restraining him as he talks to you. And he'll say, "Brad."
Even number.
Excellent, Brad. Well, as a servant of... I've forgotten the Minotaur's name.
Angus,
Angus
Longhorn.
Longhorn.
As a covert servant of Angus Longhorn, I will be checking with you at a later date to make sure that this man has been dealt with properly. And I hope, and I imagine you hope, that that will be the case.
Yes, we'll make sure that he is stripped of his rank for such a thing.
Maybe find out if somebody higher up was commanding him.
Absolutely. A bit of general knowledge that you would all be aware of living in this empire. Guards are of military rank and serve actively in the military. the military and guards are kind of one and the same.
Sure.
So this is a military matter in this case. You see him say, thank you for bringing this to our attention. It will be dealt with as quick as possible. At that, they'll take Jonathan away.
Does Jonathan say anything about the fact that the people who just turned him in are also the people he's paying to do this? Does he be like,
No, Jonathan stays incredibly silent.
okay,
He says nothing. You see him in his restraints walk calmly and quietly away with these guards.
Well, Grilt, a good deed done is a reward in itself.
Yeah, I feel like we're bad people.
Cutting back to you guys in the crowd that don't know that Jonathan has been taken away. You have already accepted payment to cause a commotion in this crowd.
mm-hmm. We were doing quite a good job with that too. We had a whole plan in place. Sure.
Yeah. Well, two of your party members have left, but you're still here.
Well,
What will you be doing next, if anything?
well, I think we both assume, and Arby's, correct me if I'm wrong. We assume now that Fabregas is in the guard uniform that he will cause a commotion and therefore lead the red group into doing something that the purple group will arrest them for, presumably, which is why he has that uniform in the first place. That would be our working assumption. That would make the most sense.
That would be a fair assumption, I think.
Could have drawn some guards away.
He did also successfully draw some guards away, which may have been his original
Yeah,
plan.
I mean, from my perspective, I saw him masquerading as a guard in red, grab another group of red guards, and then go confront directly a purple guard in a position
You weren't
where...
able to see all that from the crowd. You were able to see him take some red guards and leave.
Sure. Okay. Well, I assume that's what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, fair enough. If you guys do wish to wait for them to come back,
Yeah.
do you know that the pro?
You cutting out, Archleaf?
My apologies. If you are both holding for them to return, then you do so.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would be doing.
So I'm assuming that you make your way back in to inform your party members
Who are you referring to?
of what has occurred. Grilt and
Absolutely, I'll let them know that the criminal has been apprehended, the protest can go on peacefully, and I have even made a patron of the inn last night into a happier man by allowing him to win a bet. Another job well done.
given up a gold coin.
Yep.
I kind of ask, what are you going to do about Jonathan, and why did you sabotage our chance of making another 12 gold?
Well, I believe that as we move through this world as fair and just people, gold will come to us as it will.
No, gold comes to us from back alleys with people asking us to do things that are inherently not fair or just. Remember how we're covert spies about to steal a spherical object for gold?
Absolutely. I am a servant of this kingdom and Angus Longhorn, and I will steal this orb for him. But I intend to do justice along the way.
And you made sure Jonathan's dead so he can't come after his wasted gold, right?
Oh, I have little concern for that man. He'll be in a prison for a long time.
He was, and I assume he told me the situation when you came back, told you, kind of like bragging about what happened.
Did you? That's up to you.
Oh, I'm
I
pretty
think
humble, really, I would say.
Yeah,
Very humble character.
incredibly
Not
humble.
bragging.
What's been said has been said. You can take from that what you will.
But he told me that Jonathan was arrested by the other purple guardsman.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you do know. Yes.
All right. So you're telling me his friends and comrades arrested him and walked him away, and we should be safe from his retribution?
I explained to them that we were covert operatives of Angus Longhorn on an extended mission.
Yeah. You know why I wear this cape, right? so no one knows that we're covert operatives. Are you not worried about
Well,
giving
what's
that
the point
information
of being a covert operative if you don't use it for authority by telling people regularly?
I am confused by this because I think I know what covert means, but in a very Groot-like manner, I'm not entirely certain now that I actually do know what covert means because of the
Sure.
context by which Fabregas is using it.
It's good to keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this, you have your discussion as it is, but the protest has been going probably an hour at this point, and it does peacefully make kind of disperse over time. You see people begin to leave. They've gotten their message across, and they've stayed peaceful while doing so.
I hand the bag of gold to Fabregas and say, we should probably return this then. Would you like to return it?
Oh, absolutely. I toss it into the crowd.
Okay. I'm going to remove 12 gold from my inventory, putting me back
Okay.
down to 0.
Go find citizens of the kingdom and be joyful.
They
Thank
will
you
be
for
very
participating in government actively.
happy. To each of them, a gold coin is a very significant sum of money. So you've made
Creates
12
chaos.
people significantly happier.
And
that
Arbius
being
8
said-
times less happy for losing 8 gold.
And Arvius 8 times less. It does cause a small amount of commotion.
Enough to get him arrested?
No,
Enough to set the guards on them?
Yes, please.
but among the gold coins, some people start fighting. You see some fists thrown.
Yes.
Well, most of the protest has dispersed. The last stragglers are forcibly dispersed by the guards.
I join in and take out righteous fury on those who had turned to violence. Only by elimination of violence may we achieve world peace.
Makes sense to me.
It's not a full-on riot.
I feel like that statement just needs a slight adjustment. It should be the eradication of violence. I feel like you need that really active component to make that statement totally true.
Did I say it wrong?
I heard
No, it's-
elimination.
you got the
Elimination
right
works,
response.
but I
Oh,
liked...
that's the right. That's
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
quote.
Yeah.
But we can change
It's
it.
a philosophical quote, but we can rewrite
Not a full-on riot, but the protest has ended less than fully peacefully due to you, which is technically you accomplished your original goal.
Being paid?
Shall we go see if we
so-
can find Jonathan in prison for the rest of our gold?
Absolutely. We just invested
With
20
that, though-
gold in a caper that only pays 24. We should definitely get the other half so we don't
Yeah.
don't come out -8.
We can make the economics work.
You guys will also disperse with that from the crowd,
All right. Well, this
which
is
I think this is a good
Yeah.
good break spot.
good part to cut the good moment to cut the part. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again shortly.